Hey, Central Light podcasters, what's happening? If you're getting this on Easter Sunday, I bid you a happy Easter. If you're getting it after that, hope you had a good Easter. Anyway, this is being released. This is the top of the second hour this past Tuesday, March 27th, and the kind of infamous NBBQA rant on the Award of Excellence. Now, let me clarify before I let you have a run at it. This really has nothing to do with the NBBQA convention itself. I broadcast live 3 days there, a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday. I had a lot of great interviews. I had a lot of great access courtesy of Stuart Meyer and a number of the folks over at NBBQA. Shout out to Angela Iverson as well for setting a lot of things up. It solely had everything to do with the Awards of Excellence portion and basically how I didn't finish first in the best audio program, or as we're kind of coming to know it as, best podcast that is in the barbecue and grilling industry. And I don't know if I did a great enough job of setting up exactly how it went down, so just give me a few minutes to try and do a better job of serving this up, because I was a little ramped up this past Tuesday. In order to be chosen or be considered for an award of excellence through NBBQA, you had to submit a bunch of things, which I will cover here in the rant, but you also had to pay $75 per entry. So if you had a couple different shows, it was $75 per. And to me, I saw that as kind of a cash grab. So right off the top, I was a little averse to, well, is everybody going to win something? And you pay $75 and it's like a participation award, or is there an opportunity where whoever these judges are, that was the other thing. I had no idea who the judges are. They had no visibility. So to me, I don't know who was critiquing me. I would want somebody to be at least a high-level podcaster or in the entertainment industry from a radio side to be able to evaluate what's good production, what engages an audience, what's original content, all of that stuff. And that was not made readily available until after the awards. And as I was scanning through who the judges were, I knew some recognizable names, but by and large, I didn't really know anybody. And it didn't look like any of them had any super television and or radio or especially podcast experience behind them. And if they do, I'm just not aware of them. But I'm kind of aware of who's on top of the barbecue and grilling podcast game at the moment, because I'm in that game and I try and stay as cutting edge as possible. So I was a little apprehensive paying to either be told you're the best, having paid to do that, or you're not good enough and you took my money for consideration, where if nobody paid money, you would have no entries. So I'm always vacillating when it comes to entering something like that, strictly because I don't know what kind of an onus is actually put on the cash, or if it's just a straight-up cash grab by any organization that's doing it. We want to have as many entries as possible, times 75. That's how much money we're making, and then we'll kind of figure out what these awards of excellence... I mean, what does the award of excellence really mean? You paid $75. You were the best of the people that entered, but are you the best of the best? If I wouldn't have entered, or if Best Barbecue Show wouldn't have entered, or for the people that won, the Rub Podcast wouldn't have entered, then you would have gotten the best of the people that entered, not the best of the best. And that's always my struggle, whether we're talking about the Barbecue Hall of Fame, whether we're talking about here in the Awards of Excellence on the media or podcast side of things. So I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of extra setup there. By the way, if you missed a live show on Tuesday and you haven't seen it on Facebook, on the live video or anything like that, I do use some explicit language, so if that is not your cup of tea, you might want to at least be ready for it, or just don't listen to this portion of the show. That's fine. You can certainly do that. Hey, to entice you to listen to the whole thing and really listen to it, I'm going to ask you a question at the very end of this episode for your chance to win a free shirt. So listen up, take copious and diligent notes. Don't do it off the cuff if you get the reference. I'll ask you a question at the end, and as long as you can fit into an extra large, double, triple, or quad XL shirt, I will send you a free one at my cost just for listening and getting the question right. So stay tuned for the question at the end, and if you can, enjoy the rant. All right, so as you are aware, going on 2 weeks ago, I took the bird to Fort Worth, Texas, and kind of took part in the National Barbecue and Grilling Association's NBBQ 2018 conference. The original idea was for me to get down there and do a little in-kind promotion. They were waiving the conference fee for me to get down there. I was going to be doing live shows. I was talking it up on the way in for about 5 weeks, 6 weeks prior to me showing up, mentioning I was going to be down there and you should come over and all this other stuff. That I would be interviewing some of the people that were involved with NBBQA, either leading up to the event or during the event, and then getting key interviews and generating buzz, but going live on Facebook a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday, 3 hours a day. Well, Thursday, they had the Awards of Excellence ceremony. Awards of Excellence. And I believe for a number of years they've had the same categories. This year, they added, I think, a whole different side to it, like the audio and video and picture side. And I don't care about the video side, even though I do have a video portion of this. I don't care about the pictures, none of that crap. The only thing I cared about was the barbecue audio series. Now, full disclosure, in order to get an award of excellence, in order to be considered for an award of excellence, you had to pay a $75 entry fee. Needless to say, I was a little skeptical up front. I'm paying $75 to get into the running. How many other shows are going to be there? Most importantly, who in the hell is going to be judging? I've been doing this show for 12 years. How am I not on the judging panel, number one? Number two, because I've been doing it for 12 years, who the hell is going to be judging me? I want to know that. Because that might not make me want to spend my $75. If they don't have a background in media and they don't have a background in podcasting and they don't know how to produce a show once a week, twice a week, 3 times a month, or whatever it is, what classifications, what experience, what savvy are they bringing to the judging table? So anyway, the top 6 were announced. No, that's not right. The top 3 were announced. Now, mind you, I was put in a terrible predicament. I paid $75. So if I win, then everybody's going to go, yeah, you won. You've been doing it the longest. You paid $75 for an award you won. Or what's worse, and what's happening, you couldn't win and you're going to be sour. Yeah. No shit. You're going to pay $75 and not win and look at scorched earth a week or 2 later. Well, we're here. Number 1. Actually, let's go. Yeah, let's do this. Here's who won. Here's who won Best Audio. By the way, that was a little premature. A series is defined as a minimum of 6 audio programs that were originally aired within 2017. Each individual audio broadcast may be of any length. 3 episodes must be submitted for consideration. 3 episodes? I have 12 years to submit if I wanted to. Winning! And I've been a guest on their show, and I believe one of the co-hosts was a guest on my show a little while back. The Rub Podcast. My review of every show down this line has nothing to do with the hosts, or are they quality people or not. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that all of these shows, I think, haven't even been around, most of them, for a year.
Get that free stuff out of
what?
Here.
If I'm not mistaken, the Rub Podcast put out 27 shows last year. 27.
Get that free stuff out of here.
I think I put out 50. So I did double their work. Also been doing it for 11 more years. They win. By the way, Rub Podcast has put out 0 new content this year. 0. And I believe the last one they put out was a look back at the highlights of 2017, was a best of. Didn't even do 52 episodes. You're doing a best of. Point of note, I was at NBBQA and did 9 hours of live broadcasting right there. Within that 3 days, I did 3 more shows and 9 more hours more than the show that won Best Audio Series. I did that. Number 2, Smokin' Hot Confessions. Australia-based. I think Ben Arnott is the guy's name. Maybe he's been doing it a longer year. Second best podcast, Smokin' Hot Confessions. How about Smokin' Hot Bullshit? Number 3, best barbecue show. Best? Third best. Texas-based. Not doing it a year, I don't think. 4th, Behind the Smoke podcast. Am I losing my ear here? Hold on a second. Ugh. Losing my ear there. There we go. Behind the Smoke podcast. Again, great. Don't get me wrong. Great individuals. I met Sean, hung out a lot with Yoni and Stover from Best Barbecue Show. Great guys. I'm not sure if Behind the Smoke is truly a barbecue podcast or if it's a business and marketing podcast that has some barbecue housed around it. By the way, Sean Walchef, great guy. Derek Marceau is a hashtag true meat man and one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen in my life. That dude could eat my lunch in a heartbeat. So, Derek, no disrespect. By the way, Derek was a D1 football player at K-State, also played pro for the, what's the team down? San Diego Chargers? That's how big of a human he is. By the way, he had a friend that was like 1.5 times bigger than he was. Those two dudes could have trashed everybody in the house. So that's your 4th best podcast. 5th best podcast? This show. 5th best? 5th best. I get 5th place, no mention. No mention on the stage. I should be getting a Lifetime Fucking Achievement Award for 12 years. Again, I did 9 hours of live broadcasting during that week. 3 shows, 9 hours of live. 2 hours the Tuesday before that, then turned around 2 hours Tuesday following that. Yeah. That's your 5th best podcast. Hence the phrase that's going around the town nowadays, 5th string wizard. Just call me the 5th string wizard. $75. I don't know how that happens. Sour grapes. Rempy, it's sour grapes. Let me read the emails. Wow, sour grapes. You're damn right it's sour grapes. As a matter of fact, we're well past sour grapes. We're right into straight vinegar, homie. Straight vinegar. Wait, I got you on this one. Save your email. Rempy, if you would have won, it would have been a different tune. You know what? Fucking A right it would have been. It would have been a way different tune. It would have been the I won tune. Hey, I told you I live in contradiction. This is my life. I am wildly and always contradicting myself no matter what. So if you're going to sit there and say you are whining and crying like a bitch right now because you paid $75 and you got ranked 5th, yeah, I am. And if I would have won, I would have been like, everything's great because I'm a walking contradiction. That's just the way it is. But the show that wins number 1 can't have not produced any new content the first quarter of the new year. What?
Get that free stuff out of here.
And by the way, to totally discount my rage against the non-production of content, Jimmy Shotwell and I didn't meet Forrest Goodman in person at the NBBQA, but I met Jimmy. Great human being. By the way, makes really great rubs. I like him. I'm just saying, I did like 9 times more content than any motherfucker there. All right, that's it. Congratulations, you've made it all the way to the end of the NBBQA rant, all 8 or 9 minutes of whatever it was. Not a tremendous amount of time for you to burn on your Easter Sunday or whatever day it is that you're consuming this. The question that I'm going to ask you to win the free t-shirt is this. Behind the Smoke podcast has 2 hosts, Sean Walchef and Derek Marceau. Derek played collegiate ball somewhere. Tell me where it is, and you can win a premium Barbecue Central Show t-shirt. Remember, if you are going to win, you have to be able to fit in a extra large 2X, 3X, or quad XL shirt. Hit me up on the email, greg@thebbqcentralshow.com. I'll let you know if you win. Good luck, and thanks for listening.